Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse and the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. All you good folks in Brownsville, Tennessee on 1520 AM and 95.3 FM. And in Jackson on News Talk 101.5. And, of course, right here in Memphis on ESPN 790. And 92.9 HD and FM. We've squeezed a lot in. It's been so good that Chris Hearn, who was here at 6:15, hasn't left yet. So that's a good sign.
He's going to ride with me after the pyramid.
Is that what he's going to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I'm learning a lot.
Yeah. Well, we want you to learn, and what better way to learn and then start the show off with a Hall of Fame guy. And squeeze in right here the man who is the BSS Angler of the Year. And his story is pretty amazing about consistency, staying focused, and never give up. And I like this thing because he's also going to the Classic. So what better way to talk than Scott Canterbury, the BSS Angler of the Year. Good morning, Scott.
Hey, good morning, Larry. I appreciate it. It's been
talk about
good.
that.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Talk about just to hear that Angler of the Year. Somebody say that. What does that mean to Scott Canterbury?
It's pretty awesome. I mean, to say it as a Bassmaster Elite Series Angler of the Year is a dream come true.
Yes.
But I grew up fishing. I've always fished my whole life, and just like I tell everybody, I mean, our goal, whether you're fishing your club tournaments or your local Thursday night trail at the house, or
yes,
you're fishing a Bassmaster Elite Series, your goal at the beginning of the year, the overall number one goal you can reach is Angler of the Year, and it's the pinnacle of everything. It's been something that's a lifelong dream to me. It's still settling in. It's pretty surreal.
Is it still settling in? I mean, is Ron Wong? He's listening in. Bill Cooksey is here. Ron Wong's listening in. And he's talking about a Southern guy winning the Angler of the Year have to go north.
I mean, you had to
we
close this
have to
thing
travel
out.
all over the place, but it really is. I mean, it's just something that, as a kid, I dreamed of fishing for a living, but I didn't, think it could come true, and it was a lot of hard work went into it. It's just, I mean, there's a lot of great fishermen that just never get the opportunities, and I feel blessed every day.
Well, to win this last, or to do well in this last tournament, to win Angler of the Year, Scott, you were throwing a curveball. I think it was on the first day or second day of the tournament. Your front graphs decided not to work. How did you manage that?
That was the very first day of the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The back graphs were working, and I just know. I've been to St. Clair a lot of times, and this time was a little tougher than it normally can be. The fish were a little more scattered than when we've been there earlier in the season, and but I knew I was just fishing a great big area, a big flat that had some grass, a little sand grass, and holes in the grass. But I just felt like I could get enough bites to catch, a decent limit. I could have went in that morning. It really crossed my mind to run back in.
Did it really? I was wondering about that. Yeah.
The service crew, they take care of us so good.
The service people are great.
But,
yeah,
we couldn't do it without them. I thought about running back in, but you got a 15-minute idle, to get back in there to them, and it was rough. The run, I wasn't running far, but it was rough, and I just I made a decision, and if I wouldn't have caught them, I'd have had to live with it too. But I made a decision just to stick with it, stay out there. The lake is so good, and it's such a fertile fishery that I felt like if I just kept my head down, I got bites every day of practice. So if I just kept my head down and kept fishing, that I would get, a fair amount of bites, and not a lot, but enough bites. And the quality of the fish is so good. If you get, 6 or 8 bites in a day, lots of times you got a really good chance of having a really good
That's
bite.
right. And you must have gotten some good exercise running backwards, back to the back of the boat and back up front again, just to check your depth finder about depth.
I did that a lot. You're trying to get on little waypoints where you could cast. I knew which direction to cast when I got on a waypoint to where there was a bare spot in the grass or something, and going back and forth, it was, you know, we were in 3-footers all day that day. The guys that went across the lake fishing the Bell River humps and everything, they were in 5-footers. I mean, it was
3-footers are tough.
And you know, when it came down to you got 14th place, and you got your 848 points, but you needed every one of those points, didn't you? Because I know those other guys.
Chris Zaldane was right behind
Blaylock
you.
was 840. Johnston was 840. Zaldane was 838. So
it was a tight. It was a horse race all the way to the end, and I mean, it was that way all season. I started out the year in 9th place, and I don't think I ever got outside the top 10, but I never took the lead until, you know, we had a New York swing, and I took the lead up there, and I was fortunate enough that I never lost it after that. I kept it for the last 4 tournaments of the year.
Well, $100,000 helps. $100,000 helps, right? I mean, I know a lot of people are coming. They're coming to you now. And people you didn't know were your friends are now coming to you. You know, said, can you? You know, it's hard times. Say, can you help me out? But
you know, Scott,
that's right.
Another one of the things that you get with the AOY, of course, is going to the Bassmaster Classic.
Yeah.
Going to be in your home state.
Yes. Gunnersville,
what is
right?
that like to be going to the Bassmaster Classic? And this is going to be your first time, isn't it?
It is my first time.
Yeah.
I fished lots of opens over the years.
That's right.
To try to qualify for the Classic, but I grew up, you know, getting up on 5 o'clock watching Ray Scott and Bob Cobb coming on the Bassmaster show, and all you ever thought about as a kid is getting out there and competing. You know, you don't think about it that often, but, you know, being able to once you get a little older, you see how big and prestigious that the Bassmaster Classic is.
Right.
I mean, I fished FLW and had a great career. I fished in 10 Forest Wood Cups with FLW.
That's right.
But I had to work those classics a lot of years for different sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
And being there and seeing the difference and how big the Classic is, it is the biggest show in fishing. There'll never be another thing take it over, and I'm super excited about it.
I know
that is a Super Bowl of bass fishing.
I know your family. Your wife Dixie and your son Taylor.
I got a daughter, Taylor. Yep.
Yeah. Excuse me, daughter Taylor. I know they're excited, and you know, we'll let tailgating in Alabama football games take a second break for a little while here. We won't get into that.
Yeah, that's right. You know, we got a big game this evening, but we're in College Station. My daughter's got.
Here we go. Now he's showing.
There
off.
You go, RTR.
But I did notice it.
I've actually got a Casper Kids event coming up here in just a couple of hours this morning. We start about.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
So it's awesome.
Well, you and Brian Brasher must be really, y'all must get along real well.
He doesn't wear an
he'll give me a big roll tide.
He never takes that Alabama hat off.
Yes, he does.
No, that's right.
No,
we don't see
it. In it.
We don't see it. But hey, we're talking to Scott Canterbury. I'm talking to Scott Canterbury out of Oldenville, Alabama. The BASS, the Angler of the Year, and what it means to him, and think about all the things he's been through. And I think you said consistency was one of the things that you're most proud of, and that's really what it takes, doesn't it? I mean, because you're going to have up and downs.
Yeah, you are, but I mean, if you know, to win Angler of the Year, I mean, I've had years at FLW where I was leading it or in contention. I was leading one year halfway through the year, and then I've had years where I was second or third with just a couple of tournaments left, and you think you got a really good shot, but you can't have a bad tournament. I mean, that's the whole thing with that, and you know, consistency on your finishes, and the only way to do that, the thing that I pride myself on probably the most, I grew up a shallow water power fisherman, a jig fisherman, shallow square bills and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you know, you can't do it like that. You have to be versatile. It doesn't matter to me if I've got a spinning rod with 6-pound line on it, or I've got my flipping stick with 25 on it, or 65-pound braid. It doesn't really matter as long as my rod's bent. I'm having fun.
That's right.
And you look at this and you think back, Rookie of the Year at FLW 2008, 11 years later. That's a lot of mileage. That's a lot of giving up things.
That's a lot of miles on the road. We're people say we're bass fishermen. We're more of a full-time truck driver and a part-time bass.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well,
that's right.
I think it is, and I like where you say you play golf with your daughter. That's one of my passions. What's your handicap?
Man, I'm not any good. If I played in some tournaments and stuff, and I just go as like a 18 handicap.
Oh, you're my man.
Whatever they allow me to go with is what I'll go with.
You're my man. You're mine. Have you made a hole in one?
No, I have not. I've come about 6 inches from it, but I have not.
Man, you and I, we can handle this. Then I found somebody either.
This be a good.
I got a hole in one in putt-putt one time. That's about it.
So what's ahead now? I mean, you're looking forward to Guntersville and all these different kind of things. What do you spend the winter doing now?
I mean, we've got other tournaments before Guntersville, but
that's right.
Definitely my mind will be on that Guntersville event for sure. I mean, it's fall in the South. I love to do a little hunting. I'll be doing some bow hunting coming up. We start next week.
Okay.
And then when gun season comes in, I'll spend some time with my daughter in the woods. She's got into hunting about 4 years ago, and
wow.
I don't even take a gun when she goes. She's a lot better shot than I am.
Wow, that's awesome.
I go spend time with her in the woods.
Well, that's great, yeah. And one thing about that Alabama season, you could kill 1,800 deer. I mean, it's
we only get $3 now, I think. So.
We only get 3.
Only get 3. Hey, Scott, we appreciate you, buddy, and congratulations again. I know Ron Wong is our man in the field.
I will see you at the Classic
and
for
he'll
sure.
Probably see you before then.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be talking at you.
All right, man. You have a great day, okay?
I'm always available. Yes, sir.
We got your number, buddy. We got your number now.
We're going to be in touch.
Hey, don't be afraid to use it either. Yeah,
all right. Well, how about I need about it? Well, I don't need that much money. No, that's okay. I won't call you on that. Thank you.
Greens fees is what you need.
Yeah, I need greens fees. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Scott.
I'm going to throw out my social media, too. It's at Canterbury Fishing. Anybody that wants to keep up.
Awesome.
That's it. Canterbury Fishing. Keep up with him. It's a really good one. Thank you, Scott. Have a great day. All right.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Scott Canterbury.
We fans think about the Classic, but Angler of the Year is the most difficult thing to achieve.
That is, ask any of the professionals. They'll tell you that because, they're competing against the best.
Yeah. I mean, the Classic, you get on a roll for a few days, you can win the Classic.
That's right.
A lot of people can.
But the best of the best is going through the whole season and ending up on top.
Yep.
And I have to tell you, as they say, and I hate to say this word, it's a grind.
Yes. Okay, speaking of grind, I mentioned on last week's show we had Dave Payne on. Real quickly, let me tell you that Dave is my new deer processor, but it wasn't because I gave up on Scott Stengel. Scott's had a call and said, what happened? And, Scott's just not doing it anymore, okay? So I'm moving to Dave's deer processing,
He's just
where my man here next to me, Bill Cooksey, takes his deer.
That's right.
That's where I'm taking my deer. I have not divorced Scott Stengel, okay? We're still friends. He's just not doing it anymore. All right, got that out of there?
Dave's does a good job. I took him a deer the other evening.
You did, and I just got a text from Scott saying some people thought we had a falling out. Never have a falling out with Scott Stengel, that's for sure. Let's take a break, come right back. Crappie fishing. This man and his brother are.
I'll tell you, I know Tony real well.
Well, we're getting ready to talk to him.
I'm ready to get in a boat with him. He's invited me a gazillion times. I just haven't had the time.
You got to go because he was catching white and black crappie, I understand. Yep. Okay, we'll be right back. One more segment to go. Don't go to bed. Go stay up. We're going to be right back.